Hey.
Oh, did we start? Well, you could have given me a warning.
Well, you told me to start,
Well,
so I thought you realized I started.
How come I'm not there? Look, I'm still on this screen.
You're everywhere, honey.
Look. My
I don't know why
screen
that's
hasn't
happening.
moved up.
Get with the program.
There. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Mr. Green Man.
and me, Miss Green Person.
Mrs. Green Lady.
Mrs. Green Lady. Okay.
In the valley of the jolly ho ho ho.
It's my hat I usually wear on Material Matters, but I've got my little four-leaf clover on there today for St. Patty's Day.
Well, welcome to the lightning round.
Yeah, some explanations in order for people who do not know. We're doing the show to kind of see who pops in. We're hoping to attract more audience. We get a good amount of people on our Sunday and Thursday shows, but we're always looking for new subscribers, new people, so we want to just make ourselves a little bit more visible. So we're offering this hour to pop up at different times of the month and different times of the day to see, and night, to see who will show up. And we're doing single card messages. They can be very simple questions like general about love, general about money, general about what's going on in the U.S. next week. Or maybe instead of a question for you, general for the U.S. next week.
We try to handle this with one card, so we give it our best shot.
Yeah.
To some degree, if you'll say, like a simple yes or no about something, hey, Kyle.
Hey, you caught
we'll try
it.
that.
Yeah, so keep the question very general so that we can answer it with one card. And we'll just have some fun to see where it goes.
All right, so Christine was up.
I'll get Kyle on the list. And you can go first with your deck. Which one are you using?
I'm using the Midnight Boulevard.
Okay. I am going to use, oops, I can't do that. All right, I am going to use the deck we use for Unhappy Hour. Though this might hurt tarot. All right.
All right. Just a general for career. Okay.
Okay.
Give him another little toss over here. That's exactly the kind of questions we like.
Yep.
For the lightning.
My deck a little bit here while you do that.
And I'm wearing my green in advance of St. Patrick's Day. Although I'm not particularly Irish or usually don't exactly celebrate it the way Americans do. Wink, wink.
I just like the green and the luck, and I don't know, I'm Banshee after all. I'm not Irish. I feel like I've had a past life in Ireland.
Well, this is quite interesting because it's the upright King of Wands.
Ooh.
And the camera is offline. That's been happening all night. I can probably get it back on. Hold on.
We got a camera problem?
Yeah, I don't know if there's something wrong with that switch or what it is.
Uh-oh.
There
There,
we
you
go.
got it. Okay.
Boo on that,
Sorry
though.
about
but there
that.
it is. It's the King of Wands. And the Midnight Boulevard is kind of like a horror tarot in a way. So he presents kind of as a werewolf. But, the attributes of the King of Wands are more noble and kind of brave and seeking to advance initiatives of their career. This is actually really good for career because Wands is all about career, enterprise, networking, things like that. So it sort of indicates like a really growthful time, or a time of you achieving a sense of mastery here, or of control.
Well, I think the King of Wands, career-wise, Christine, says that, you should be, you're very well qualified for whatever it is you wish to do right now. You're at the top of your game. You just have to, and maybe this is a call to say to you, it's time to consider maybe some position, or I don't know if you're looking to move into some other area of leadership of some sort, taking the
That's
lead
a good
on
thought,
something.
yeah.
Maybe even in an instructor capacity, perhaps. Sometimes this could be about physical things, like physical fitness, or I don't know, maybe Tai Chi, Pilates, etc. If you have a talent in any of these areas, that might be worthwhile to pursue. I think here this is just saying you could step up for some leadership position, and maybe you should be
Yeah, the
looking
king does
for
talk
that
about
now.
that for sure. So yeah, and I know you've been talking about certain advancements in some of the other areas you're involved in, the martial arts stuff and things like that. So.
Well, and if you currently are employed, I mean, maybe you're looking to step up, or you should consider, if positions of some management or leadership potential
Supervisory.
come up, supervisory, or something that gives you more responsibility, go for it. This is the time to really show
But in
them
general,
what
it
you've
says
got.
really good things in your career sector.
Yeah,
It's like you're on
I
top
think
of the
so.
world. Yeah.
So good luck with that. I have nothing bad to say here. All right. And we're going to be on Cherry Blossom. Hi, Cherry. Thank you for joining us at our lightning round. General Love, you got
All
it.
right.
All right. All right. Well, I think something, Christine, where you can instruct people or guide people in some way too. That might be interesting, a good choice, I think, for this king.
Aspects of personality are really highlighted with the King of Wands. He's like really charming and charismatic. So they have a way with people. They have a way of talking or expression. So those could denote, qualities in yourself that you are potentializing for such a thing here. Cool. All right. So Cherry gets
The Emperor reversed. Well, Okay, so general love. So if you are in a relationship right now, for example, beware of power struggles, okay? Beware of, you want to try to make sure everybody has, how do I want to say this? That everybody understands, that each of you need your space. Each of you need your space to grow. And everybody has a voice and everybody should be heard, I think here, and their needs considered. And if this is not the case and you're not in a relationship right now, I'd be a little bit wary about, when you meet people, make sure you get to know them well. There may be some people here that there's a lot of times when you meet people, they will cover certain aspects of their personality that come out over time. So make sure you get to know the person really well, because, you may start to see some issues with power and control that, I'm not going to say it's anything dangerous, but it could be a red flag for a developing relationship. Just make sure, that they're going to be as caring about you and your needs as you are about them.
Well, another way of looking at it is just about the general environment around the idea of an atmosphere
That's true.
that pertains to romance potentials or getting to know somebody. And so with the Emperor, I'm wondering, like, if it sort of says this is a time where, like, maybe things aren't very connective for you, and part of that could be that maybe what you want or what you need is to find maybe people of like mind, people that are in your peer group, perhaps your own gender or however you express, that you're able to feel comfortable with and maybe approach casual kind of situations, because I don't feel like there's a connectivity there with exactly what your goals may be in seeking relationship. It may be more general, moving around the territory until something kind of clicks, and some of that's going to probably be trial and error and maybe a little bit of word of mouth that might take a while. So in general, it's not going to be super fireworks blowing off very soon, but it just might be approaching it at a more casual level.
Well, another aspect to this card is maybe right now you feel a sense of a loss of control, either in a relationship or in your love life in general. You just maybe are a little bit unfocused or unsure, that you are in control of the situations regarding love and romance in your life right now. So maybe this is a time to rethink your approach and rethink your ability, rethink if you're ready for love in your life right now if you are single.
And one last thought that comes to my mind, Sherry, is that maybe in an inverse way, it may be that you'll want to really think about suggestions that come to you through people because you may want to really say, like, well, maybe that's a person I'd be interested in meeting. If people are trying to either get you to go somewhere to meet somebody, that kind of thing, take it with a grain of salt to some degree. Your own experience will be the best advisor, of course. So I think that's what we have.
Yeah, I think that's what we have. So good luck with that. And hey, thanks for stopping in. Hang around. We'll just chat for a while if nobody shows up.
Yeah, right. We'll just chat.
Usually, we only did this, twice before?
Twice before. One time was a little better than the other.
Yes. And so if people don't show up, we might hang for a half hour, 40 minutes and say, okay, that's it. But other than that...
You're very welcome. All right, Kyle.
You're very welcome.
No, and I can almost taste that ice cream, but you did not miss your turn. So if you have a question, a general type question for us.
Kyle, I had salted caramel, what do you want to call it? Soft ice cream earlier. Soft serve ice cream, salted caramel, drizzled with a little bit of chocolate syrup on it, and maybe a little tad of whipped cream.
I saw how much you put on there. It wasn't a little tad.
Okay, it wasn't. But it was a small bowl.
Yeah, she likes that a lot, actually. All right, so career for next week, job or career?
The brand Blue Bunny puts out a few soft serves ice creams, and salted caramel is one of them.
Well, I hope you like horror, because like I said, it's a little bit of a horror tarot. It's the Six of Pentacles. Oh, it's behind. There it is. Reversed.
Oh.
So it looks like a man feeding either zombies or somebody out there in the wilderness underneath him. There we go. Isn't that an interesting image?
Six of Pentacles reversed. That's an interesting card. You may feel here that either... Well, there could be a couple things going on here. You either might be feeling that you're not getting a fair shake at work or with job or career, or if you're interviewing for a job, for example, you may feel like they're not really getting it. They're not really seeing the whole picture. They may, this could also mean too that maybe others might feel they're not getting what's expected out of you. This is one of those situations that's a give and take. And give and take is out of balance here. And so as far as it goes with career, could be something too where you might be feeling you might not be getting compensated fairly for what you do. That's another aspect.
Or you're feeling that you have to give a lot more towards certain functions or projects or things, and you're getting less out of it, or you're getting less recognition. Boy, Kyle really stepped up when we had blah, blah, blah happen. You didn't hear about that.
Whoops.
Or you got a piece of pizza. Good job, Kyle.
Well, so sadly, it just seems like you're dealing with inequities of some sort, one way or the other. And it could be causing you different types of concern depending on which end of this you're on. If management is cracking down on you, or if you're fighting management, for example, for, your rights. Or if you're trying to, stand out above the competition. For example, here, are you giving enough? Are you saying enough of what they want to hear if you're doing a job interview? So if you're expecting a decision on a job, do you feel like it's fair? The decision that they came up with.
The analogy I said where it looks like a guy's tossing food of some sort to zombies or people waiting down there. It's very dark image there. Yeah. But it's like, saying don't, in the sense of an interview or things that are going on, don't give them too much red meat.
Well,
let them, work for it.
Well, I would say this: absolutely tell them why you're the best candidate for this job. Why, how you have a lot to offer them. What you have to give to them.
I like that.
And in the process of that, make sure you ask the questions as to what you get in return. Make sure you understand the benefit structures. Make sure you understand salary, how they do their promotions there, and if there are any. All of that stuff. The more you ask questions about their how they do things, and also if you can show any interest, if you know the company, if you've researched them, and you can bring up little things about them. Oh, I saw this about you in the news, for example, or, whatever. They would really be impressed by stuff like that. So no, you don't want to just volunteer things like, yeah, I hate getting up on Monday mornings or something like that. You don't want to give them too much personal information that could sink you, but give them the right information that will make them want to give you that, that job.
Yeah, because this could be talking about that kind of potential, that give and take. What do you give? What do you take? What can you give?
Well, getting this card reversed and understanding what you're going through next week, I would say this, that you might feel as though, or they might, how do I want to say this? There might be more competition for this job than you realize. So that could be something here too, when we're talking about evenness here. It's not like probably you're the only one they're interviewing. I'm sure there's others. And, you're going to have to weigh your experience or prove your experience is better than those others. So, it's going to be a balancing act, Kyle. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
All right.
And that's it.
Well, that's it for the readings, but, people might pop in, and that's why we're going to hang out for a little bit.
We'll just chat.
So I want to talk about some of the upcoming shows that we're going to be having. Next week's going to be kind of a busy week for us because besides our live shows, and, oh, by the way, I should say, happy hour will be at the normal time on Saturday, correct? Right. Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be doing happy hour. Then we have our live show on Sunday where we answer any question and give you a fuller reading. And then on Wednesday, of course, is Mr. Rosgoth Tarot. On March 20th, which is spring equinox, we're going to be doing our monthly modality message because the sun is entering Aries. Woohoo!
So that's next Thursday.
That's correct.
That one's recorded.
That one is recorded.
When are we going to play it? Probably during the afternoon.
Probably during the afternoon is when the video will come out because, of course, we're still going to have our Thursday live show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And finally, of course, we're also going to have to give you some bad news. Fourth quarter moon is on March 22nd, which is Saturday, which is funny because we're going to be doing a happy hour that day and then an unhappy hour too.
Isn't life strange?
Now, the unhappy hour is a video presentation that will come out later in the day, and it comes out every fourth quarter moon and lets you know about the things that might be going on from that fourth quarter moon to the next one that may not make you feel very happy, and what you can do to
turn that frown
upside down. So join us for that show. It's not as, I mean, it can be painful, but it's not. It has a happy ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we do a reading for the world. What's making the world unhappy? Whew! Lots of stuff.
Right. I mean, I don't even know if a reading is necessary for that, but...
Yeah, Mars and Leo.
Oh, that's right.
We got
yeah.
Mercury retrograde coming this week, of course, on, is it the Ides of March or the day before?
It's actually on the Ides of March.
It's on the Ides of
15th,
March.
Which is Saturday.
Which, by the way, this week, I think it's around March 15th, we have determined, or 14th, is the TFT's cat's birthday.
Yes,
Woohoo.
it's their birthdays. Shadow, Sunny,
And Sassy.
Sassy.
They're turning 11. Wow.
Woohoo. Who knew?
Crazy.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you for a minute about that recent unboxing you did.
Oh, sure.
Cries of the Souls.
Cries of the Souls Oracle, yes.
Yeah, it was really nice. I can't wait to use it on Goth Tarot, I think.
Well, since the unboxing, I've delved into it just a little bit more to find out she doesn't have any spreads, but she talks about questions that you can ask about, the shadow and what it is causing in your life and how to best work with it. Because we can't eliminate our shadows, and nor should we. We just integrate, so...
Oh, you saw it too. That's right, Christine. I think
Christine saw it. That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I got a fair amount of views on that. I appreciate that. There are a lot of people interested in that topic. And I think that this deck is going to be really good. And one of the questions, of course, you ask yourself is, what shadow element is affecting your energy right now, and how? And then you will draw a card. There's another one which talks about how is your shadow element actually protecting you right now. And then there was a third one that I can't remember. Sorry.
Hey, look, honey. Shirley's joined us.
Shirley!
Hi, Shirley.
Welcome to the lightning round. We just kill time yabbering until people show up. And then we pull a single card for you on a general question. Love, money, career.
Okay, so that's like business improving in the next 30 to 60. Okay, we can do that.
We can do that. That's general.
That's going to be your deck. So it's different from the regular live stream because we just pull one card and we try to generalize it more, but yours is acceptable.
All right.
And we did a few readings, but then we've just been sitting around chatting with Kyle and Christine, who have joined us.
Talking about our upcoming programming
Right.
and other things and recent programming. We're also we've scheduled it. I haven't sent out
You're
promotion yet, but we will be doing a past life show this month.
The past lives reading, which tends to have been popular. We did some a couple years ago. It's been a while since we did them. It's been a couple years.
It's going to be near the end of the month as I need some time to pull together the decks and actually how we're going to lay this out.
It's definitely entertaining. We don't know, where we're going there, but we have a lot of fun. We did one 2 to 3 years ago. It was a while ago.
I think a lot can be gained from it, though, because
Sure.
there are things that you will find you'll resonate to in the reading, and it gives some... Usually we end it by showing how this life is affecting your life now, or what from that life is, active or present now in your life today. What influence has it had on you? All right.
So what do you guys think is going to happen? Early April, the retrogrades and all that, the directs. It's probably going to be on the 28th, I think, which is a Friday.
Yeah, I think we're doing it on a Friday. Right.
All right, Shirley, here's your card. So you asked about business improving in the next 2 months.
I like this, Shirley. It's the Nine of Swords, but the Nine of Swords is reversed. So something may occur that is going to put some of your fears or anxieties to bed. You know, this person is, when it's upright, is being kept awake at night by all these fears and anxieties and pressures that they may be feeling, things that literally are haunting them so that they can't, sleep. But when it's reversed, it's saying, hey, you can put those fears and anxieties to bed and get a good night rest once more. Or let me put it this way too. There may be some things that you are going to be able to do in order to make that happen, right?
Well, the implication probably is that there's improvement enough to make you feel like you don't have to worry as much about your business. So while we can't say, oh yeah, this shows a definite, 10% increase here or whatever, we can say that it feels like whatever may have bothered you the most or caused you the most to worry at night, to think about it, to not get your sleep or rest, seems like it will be ending in this time period. And so therefore, things will be improving. Or maybe on another angle is maybe something happens that just allows you to cope with it better. But I think it really means, of course, that the cessations of what's bugging you could most likely mean things have improved.
Right. It's definitely like they're dissipating now. That energy of fear or anxiety or uncertainty that sometimes plagues us. And sometimes we second guess ourselves and all of that. I think that it's going to improve dramatically for you, so good luck with that. Hey, and just for fun here, just because I'm evil, Mr. O, and I am, I'm going to do a reading. I have a question. Do you want to shuffle for me?
Sure.
My question is, what's going to happen in the U.S. next week?
You went there.
I did. But I'm keeping it very general.
All right, well, then you'll have to do my question.
Uh-oh.
You're welcome, Shirley. Which I don't know what it is yet. And I'm going to use the Midnight Boulevard again.
Do I really want to know? Maybe.
It's such a horror-themed deck. It's perfect for this question.
Maybe not.
It's definitely dark-themed. I use it on Goth Tarot a little bit. All right, so this is your one card. And what's going to happen in the U.S. next week?
Is it good? Is it good?
It's the reversed Six of Wands. It sounds like the country really goes in the toilet next week, eh?
Well, it can signify a defeat, but I have a thought here. Basically, the U.S. is going to lose more support next week.
Yeah.
This
standing.
is more their standing, their support. It could be internally. Oh, hi, Kara. We'll read for you as soon as we answer my question. And my question was, what's happening in the U.S. next week? And so, basically...
Hi, Zach.
Oh, hi, Zach.
Just one card pull today.
Yeah, we're just doing a single card
Mine will
pull.
come at the end, don't worry.
What?
Mine will come at the end, don't worry.
Okay. We're just doing a single card pull today, Zach, for a very general question. Love, money, etc. This isn't our full show. But at any rate, I just wanted to say that I feel here that there will be a lack of support. There will be so in other words, there's setbacks. There may be setbacks to the plans of the administration. I really feel that way. It could be legal, it could be internal, but it really sounds to me like it might be some of the machinations of other countries that are now responding right now with their, with tariffs back at us, right?
Well, another thought that comes to me is that, this is about maybe how our country, the USA, thinks of itself too, and maybe we don't feel like we're a victor anymore. And maybe that means, more of us, not just the half of us that still think everything's going to be totally perfect. Everyone's going to get all this money and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
I like the question. I like those kind of questions. That would be good for this kind of reading. So anyways, that's what I had for you.
All right, so we're
Let's
on Kara.
do Kara.
All right, Kara. My deck or yours? You want to use?
Sure,
okay.
I've been using mine a
Kara,
lot.
you got a general question for us? Just love, money, spirit message, general.
Ooh.
Health. All right.
All right. Oh, I saw your picture today. Were you doing some sort of barbell thing, or what was that?
Oh, I missed it.
It was like, hey, you're gonna get physical. Physical. Kara gets physical.
Oh boy. That was labored. Was. All right. I'm sorry it took so long there. Just want to give him a good shuffle. And we have for Kara, okay, it's a Chariot, reversed. Well, I can think of a couple things here. Well, first off, maybe there's a need to slow down. I might say that. There's a need to maybe rest more, make sure you're getting the rest you need. I see the Chariot reversed. It's kind of like they're out of gas, they're out of gas. When I think of a health question. But when I also think of a health question here too, I'm wondering here, it's as if maybe you have gotten off track a little bit with taking care of some issues, that you should be, and that maybe you need to get back, get things revved up again. Get things moving.
This card mostly speaks to your motivation, and it feels like, and I feel like this is just next week. I don't think this is going to be for a long period, but I feel like a few days into next week, you're going to really feel like maybe you're going to say, who needs this? I don't care. I don't care if I look better. I don't care if I can fit into that coat, or whatever that is. And so you're just going to be feeling that sense of not feeling motivated. And part of that is maybe it's yourself. Maybe you're looking at spring, warmer weather. You just got to say, hey, everybody has to do this, No, it's not a contest. Everybody gets there in their own time, So I know it sounded like I was being a drill sergeant, right?
Well, every so often, though, we go through phases, right? We take better care of our health. We get off track.
We eat ice cream.
We eat ice cream when we shouldn't. I just found out I finally got about a 10-pound weight loss. So I'm very happy about this. And then I had ice cream. But somebody I wanted to work out today and didn't. So
okay, I was bad.
Maybe I'll go tomorrow. But anyway, I was easily talked out of it by here.
Easily.
So I think, Kara, this is just a call for you to get back on the program, get back on track. Maybe you've stalled on something. You were following a diet and got off of it. Or, smokers, you went back to smoking after not smoking. Whatever the case may be, it's time to get back on track.
Well, I need to do some walking, that's for sure. I need to keep moving. I got to keep my brain working.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going for the first of several tests. I think this is the ultrasound of the head, and they're going to give me a 48-hour heart monitor to wear.
Oh, are you getting that tomorrow too?
I think that's tomorrow, yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, you know what? That does make sense because they probably want that data for your next appointment, maybe.
Right.
Okay, wow.
All righty. So that's what we have, Kara.
Well, that's what we have for you, so good luck with that. All right. Well, Mr. O. Oh wait, Zach. Zach is
Zach,
here.
right.
Zach, did you want to ask a question? We're here to throw a card for you if you do.
I liked your existential question, though. I mean, we could kind of, have fun with that, too.
Well, maybe. I could try.
Why does the soul need or choose to live in a dream fantasy?
Oh.
Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that.
Aw, thank you, Christine.
So, but you say just food for thought, not personal. So maybe that was just, an offering to us, which we appreciate. But if you had a general question, we can do that for you.
Well, we'll wait a few moments. Mr. O, you had a question for me.
Yes, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Except I don't, so I have to fake it now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Gosh.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe I don't. Okay, how will things go with my appointment tomorrow?
Oh, how will the appointment
will
go?
the appointment, tell me anything that I need to know about my health?
I was afraid you were going to go there.
I may not get the results tomorrow, but...
Well, you might. I don't know. You probably won't. I think they will...
It's an ultrasound.
I wonder where that's going to go. I don't know if that'll go back to your regular doctor, if that's going to go to the cardiologist, but I guess we'll find out. You haven't really been assigned a cardiologist yet, though, have you?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's coming next week when I go there for your appointment, too.
Right.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, I've got a physical on the same day as his appointment. Well, oh boy.
Oh dear. Am I going to be okay?
It's the Eight of Swords.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
But you have to remember here, it's about your perceptions, right? You may feel trapped, but are you really? Are you really? So you may feel confined or restricted in some way.
In my head.
And so I think here that basically there will be no answers next, at this, excuse me. There'll be no answers at this appointment for you. And so you're going to feel like you're still kind of stuck in a place of
I'm still
limbo.
a rat in a cage.
And that, your thoughts and, you got to be careful of the negative speak, will possibly take hold here. So just wait it out and be patient. Answers will come. That's what I think that means.
All right, thank you, dear.
Yep.
And so we do have a question from Zach. And thank you, Kyle. I think you're right, of course. I think all of you are right.
General direction and advice from Spirit. Hey. Well, I don't know if you had heard, Zach. We had announced earlier Mr. O has had what seems to be a stroke. It came out on an MRI because he's had some dizzy spells. And so now we have to make sure, right, that it's not heart-related, like there is something going on there that caused the stroke to happen. So they're going to explore everything. He's got an appointment with a neurologist in April. I have to wait till April, unfortunately. But the cardiology stuff is happening sooner, so that's happening right now. And hopefully we'll get more answers.
So today in my library where I work at, one of my friends, a former co-worker of mine at a hospital that I worked at, came in, and Susan, and I told her about it. She works in radiology, or she's retired too. And she immediately said, stroke, really where? Because everybody thinks usually there's something wrong with your hands or how you move or part of your face or something like that.
Not always.
And not always, because we just don't know yet.
Well, and it depends what part of the brain gets affected as well. So.
All right, Zach. So you have the upright Page of Cups. And once again, this is the Midnight Boulevard, so it has a little bit of a darker, possibly even, goth or horror tone to it. Oh. But in terms of your question, general direction, this may be saying, you may be finding yourself traveling visually or mentally or out of the body in certain respects. You may be moving towards something that sort of embodies a sense of your heart speaking to someone else's heart. So it could be about romance, but it could just be about strong empathy or intuition that you're going to be feeling or experiencing.
Oh, thank you, Cherry. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Cherry. Appreciate that.
You know what, Zach, this is so funny you getting this card, right? Because of your previous thought. Because what is the Page of Cups about? He's a dreamer. He's a dreamer. Sometimes he can live in his fantasies, too much when he's reversed. But he's upright. So this is constructive use of your dream state. This is constructive getting messages, getting signs, getting synchronicities, using your intuition as well as your empathy. Because, it's true, it's a cup card, and cups have that natural empathic sense about them. So you can oftentimes feel, what people are feeling or thinking. You can feel what they're thinking. You might even be able to feel what they're going through. But this is a card where it's saying right now, and with Mercury going retrograde too, sometimes this is a time where internal work, we get more out of internal work than what's going on in the external. In other words, we see things where our intuition might be a little bit more heightened. We should do more internal work than external work right now. So I think that this is going to be a period for you where your intuitive abilities are heightened, and that maybe you'll have some really interesting dreams as well.
It's almost like there is, some sort of message coming to you, or you are bringing your own message to someone too. That's always possible too.
And beyond that, there is another aspect to the page. The page, of course, pages are about beginnings, similarly to the aces, but usually it's coming through a message. So some happy message might be received, I would say in the next week or two, that might involve love, that might just make you feel happy and joyful. Maybe you get a job, maybe you get a job offer, maybe you get invited out somewhere to some great event you've wanted to go to. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be really happy news. And so that's a possibility as well if you're not feeling it with the intuitive message we just gave you.
All right.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. Thanks for stopping in.
So remember that tomorrow night we can do more specific regular questions that we normally do. So if anybody has those, feel free to come back.
Yeah.
That's going to be from 7 to 9 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
I really am intrigued with that oracle because I sort of want to envision redoing Goth Tarot, maybe with a collaboration or more. Where we would actually tackle the subject week by week of different kinds of shadow work that might be needed and use the cries of the oracles to kind of show us that, and then the other supplementing cards that I use as other factors or that we work with.
I like that, but yeah, we will talk.
We will indeed.
We will talk. So Goth Tarot is going to be using that deck a bit. I may try to use it. I was already thinking of ways I could use it as an oracle for collective readings. It may not relate to everybody, but when it comes out, there may be some people that will resonate and say, yeah, I'm feeling that. And so, it's shadow work, decks are pretty personal. And so it's a little bit harder to consider it on a collective level. But I'm willing to give anything a try.
Well, the thing is when I think about Goth Tarot and when I think about shadow work, they are not necessarily exactly a perfect overlay. Goth people don't necessarily always feel that there's a shadow side they have to integrate, but maybe on the shadow side of it, there may be more of a feel for a Goth kind of personality. And, even that's subject to conversation. I think I'm an old school Goth, like late 60s with dark shadows on TV. But these days, Goth could be anything,
Goth
right?
It's a lot different today.
Yes.
Well, we're going to give it a try. We'll see how it goes. But very excited about the deck. The deck is very good for people who want to do personal explorations. But also getting back to one of our other projects, the Past Life show that's coming up.
2 weeks from Friday.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull it together. It's just almost as if we never do the same show exactly the same. So this one, we're going to do it, keep it kind of open-ended. If people want to know about a past life where love, was an important factor, a past life romance, we'll focus the reading that way. But if people just want to know generally about a past life, we'll do that as well. And we'll try to give some approximation of location. It's a little bit wonkier giving an approximation of time period, but we do have some things that might help with that. And then we give things about the culture, possibly about how you passed on in that culture, and what's the takeaway from that life. What is the thing that kind of embedded, in your soul moving forward into the next lives that you've led?
It's pretty exciting. Usually we think we get a good crowd, and so our main problem may be trying to keep people on that track, because although we say it's past lives, people may show up thinking it's a regular show, and they might want to ask us about, the will that Uncle Ben was leaving them and stuff like that.
And so, right, it's true.
Thank you.
So it's going to be interesting. And, we at first thought we would preempt one of our regular shows for it, but then I thought if we did that, then people would definitely think they were supposed to ask questions, because it's
That's true.
The night of our show.
So when were you going to tell me that? Because I thought we were preempting a show to do this. When were you going to tell me?
It's on a Friday. What show are we preempting on a Friday?
The Thursday night show. See, we're taking off that one because we're doing it on Friday night. I get what you're saying.
Right.
I'm outvoted.
Okay. I didn't know that we were giving up a show for that. Oops.
I had mentioned it.
Maybe you had.
Okay. How selfish of me.
When in one ear and out the other, apparently. Oops. I do seem to remember having that conversation. I'm not sure if I agreed to it or not.
That's interesting, Kyle. I'm going to get to that in a moment.
Oh, past life imprint.
Yeah, that was interesting, Zach, too, because it was presenting basically as extreme vertigo. It was so vertigo that I couldn't get up. I laid in bed for days. I threw up a lot. It was bad. And the ENT said it was vestibular neuritis, which is an inner ear infection that causes all that. And he said I probably didn't have to have the MRI.
Zach, he is so lucky. Yeah.
But I decided, I was nervous about it, and I did my cards, Zach, and I did them twice, and I said, should I keep this appointment? And both times it said yes.
And he even asked his doctor, his regular doctor, if he should still get the MRI with the diagnosis he got from the ENT. And his doctor said, it's up to you. And so,
Thanks, Doc.
he left it up to his cards, and we both thought that it was really important that maybe something got missed. And we're so glad we did that, because
it's still really confusing, because some of the things the ENT said proved that it wasn't another inner ear infection, seemed to have come back in my vertigo experience the last several days. But he said that meant that it was the vestibular neuritis thing rather than another possible diagnosis. So it's really screwy, and hopefully, these next couple of appointments will kind of get things really factoid.
Well, yeah, to see what happened. I mean, we don't even know exactly when he might have had this stroke. So was that silent? I mean, there might have been cues that we missed. Clearly, he's had some dizzy spells for a while, but we can't exactly pinpoint when this might have happened.
Didn't the MRI rule out that it was a TIA?
It's hard for me to say.
Okay.
I have to really go through some of the language. The MRI report had a lot of medical mumbo jumbo on it. And some of it was familiar to me and some of it was not, because we both worked in medical libraries before, so we know
Some of the terms are
this
familiar
stuff.
sounding, at least.
Yeah. So I do have to look that up, but from the sounds of it, and your doctor even put it that way, that it was a stroke. Now, it might have been a very minor stroke, but it was a stroke. So we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I know. It is a little confusing. And I've been going to work when I
Yeah,
can.
he's doing some of these tests during the retrograde. At least one before the retrograde is starting, but yeah.
Got to do it.
You got, and it's like I've said, Mercury retrograde, I mean, we can't plan our illnesses around it, and so it's unfortunate, but...
The thing that's the most concerning is, of course, on my father's side, there's a tremendous history of stroke activity and even other kinds of aneurysms, mostly brain aneurysms, but there was one case of an aortic aneurysm, and those two kind of kill you on the spot. They just take you out. But the other strokes can be debilitating. My own father had, right around the age I am now, had a series of mini strokes that kind of left him really in a bad shape. And the only thing I can say is that I'm just healthier than all those other people,
right,
because I've worked at it for a lot of my life.
And conversely, my sister-in-law, my late brother's wife, since my brother died, she's had 3 strokes. She's had 3 strokes, and she's rebounded from each one. So,
I'm a worrywart. I admit it. I am a little bit of a worrywart.
So you just don't know what you're expecting. But the good news is he really is in good health otherwise. So hopefully this will all go well.
Well, we both worked in medical, so we sort of have an appreciation for medical. I've known my doctor since he was one of my clients in the medical library. And that's like about 30 years now. And we're the same age. And I see what you're saying, though, Zach. It sort of does feel that way. They know how to use computers now. They have handheld computers. I remember when I taught them how to use computers 30 years ago. But in a way, they're still not accepting complementary medicine and things like that. I told him I was taking vitamins because I have a liver problem. And he said, those aren't FDA approved. Yeah, I could rag on him all day.
Well, we got to take it, they've been very helpful. I mean, in some ways, but they miss a lot of things and they don't take the time to listen to you. I really think if they listen to their patients more, and what their real symptoms are, I mean, time and time again, I see things, in the mainstream media about people who said, well, I've been complaining about these symptoms for years, and now they're telling me I have 4th stage this. And it's like they ignore you, or they fluff you off. And it's really unfortunate, sometimes when that occurs. There are good doctors out there, but...
Yeah, I think you got the right idea there, Kyle. It's a really overstacked system, and it's going to get worse, frankly. And, like I said, I can appreciate their training, because their training makes them the way they are, makes them so laser focused on the diagnosis. But the thing is the scientific method is, what is the most likely thing? What is the next most likely thing? And so they kind of move through a checklist while you're waiting.
I think that's too simplistic.
Okay.
I think the real problem today is insurance and payment. And that's how they will look at something and then what insurance wants them to do about that, or what insurance will allow them to do about that. This is where the problems lie. And, I'm not saying necessarily that we have to have universal health care like anybody else, but what I am saying is there has to be a better system than this, because it's a mess. It's just a mess. And everything shouldn't be bottom dollar. People's health and well-being should be that bottom dollar. Because it benefits everybody if we're all healthy and able to work and able to, contribute to society. So, sigh.
Well,
That's my soapbox for the day.
exactly, Kara. That you're right too. I mean, you're all right. I was being a little easy on them.
That's right, Kara.
Because I understand there are all these counter forces in the overall system. But the thing is,
Pharmaceuticals.
yeah. But the thing is really what it comes down to is somebody wants to make profit off of the misery they create, because our way of life causes all this. The industry that belches out pollution that people breathe in, all the toxic chemicals in the water. Microplastics. And we're in that generation that knew that 40 to 50 years ago. And what were we able to do as a generation to solve any of that? We just sort of sucked into the system is all we did.
Well, and the other thing is, I love what you said there, Kara, because it gets me on my soapbox again. Uh-oh. Heal the symptoms. No, they manage the symptoms. They manage them with pharmaceuticals or therapies and treatments that are lifelong now. It's kind of like with my rare form of blood cancer. So they found a way to manage me and possibly give me a life of 7 to 20 plus years, of life. And so they figure at my age, that's enough, right? Just keep her on the drugs. I just feel that there's no impetus to find a cure if they're making all of this money off of keeping me alive right now, right? So that's why I say it should not be about the money. But you know what? I'm grateful that they have found something that can treat my condition and keep me here for a while.
Hi, Russ.
Russ!
And Zach, you're right on the money too, because they are doctors in medical school are not really required to take any basic nutrition. Nutrition really is the fundamental key to that expression of your genetic potential. If you're not properly nutritiated, you can't be all that you can be.
Hey Russ, we're just here tonight for our surprise lightning round. So if you want a single card just on a general topic, love, money, health, the state of the world, general, we could do that. So let us know.
But we're closing in 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, we're closing really soon because this is an hour show. We've been killing time to just see who else would show up, and you have. Yes, thank you, Kyle.
Kyle threw us under the bus. I love it.
It's awesome. It's a really depressing topic, It is, but anyway.
Bye, Christine. Thanks for dropping in and spending some time with us.
Take care, Christine.
This was kind of fun. Even, just sitting around chatting with you all is really kind of fun.
Oh, travel.
Oh,
very
sounds
good.
like fun. Okay,
right.
New deck? Yes.
I guess, yeah.
Touche.
Thank you.
Oh, thank goodness, eh? What I hear, like an ambulance ride that's maybe like a quarter mile could be $1,000 easy.
Well, we had a real situation in this state with an ambulance company that was charging outrageous amounts of money for service. And we're talking I can't remember the distance, but it was crazy. $18,000 for an ambulance ride. Where not a lot of special equipment or anything was in play or needed to facilitate getting the person to the hospital. I mean, ridiculous things. And they got called out. They got called out in the media and had to adjust. Let's put it that way.
Hey, Russ, are you going commando? Are you doing it all in one shot? That's commando style, according to my daughter-in-law.
Well, Russ, you're out in where now? Is it Kentucky? Somewhere like that? It's not
Tennessee or Kentucky, going to New York?
Yeah, I don't know how far that is. But anyway, hey, you've got judgment reversed. So, I would say this.
Check out the car. Check out the vehicle.
That's a really good point. Are you traveling by vehicle? Or is that what you're doing?
Oh, looks like you're getting an invite to a barbecue. No, I'm kidding.
Heading to New York, okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, safe travels. There is some. Did you say it's this weekend or you're doing it tomorrow? Tomorrow. Okay, that's maybe good. There's storms coming. There are storms coming, so hopefully you will beat them. I think they're going to be this weekend. We're on the very tail end of this system that's coming through, and I'm hoping we're avoiding any of the real nasty stuff. And sorry for everybody else who's getting that. But watch the weather. Watch the decisions that you make, on your ride there. That's the best thing I can say, too, about this. And that...
Is there everything is up to date, like your car's registration is up to date, things like that? Because judgment reverse can imply, well, that's really more justice, isn't
2 days.
it? Yeah. Okay, ixnay.
Okay, it's taking 2 days to get there.
I heard that, yeah.
Okay.
But I was going to say, this could imply injustice, but actually it's judgment reversed.
Right.
This could be saying that there's a takeaway from this trip that's going to be hard for you to find, that there may be some deeper reason that you're going to need to really think about it, the meaning for this trip. Maybe you know what it is, but there may be another meaning below that meaning.
Well, I think here too that... This is saying that whatever you're hoping to get out of this trip, it may turn out differently than you thought it would. I really think here that maybe, you have certain ideas or expectations, and it may not totally pan out the way you thought it would. I would say that with judgment reversed. It's not going to be a really bad trip, but you do have to be mindful of things. Be mindful of traffic conditions. Be mindful of the other drivers, because you can't control what they do, but if you're observant, you can avoid what they do. So I would just say that in this case.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
Check in with us on the weekend if you can.
Hey, yeah, we're doing a happy hour on Saturday. And, of course, we'll be on our show tomorrow night if you're bored in a hotel somewhere, and you can check us out.
Good advice, everyone.
All right. Well, hey, out of Nashville before severe weather, yeah. It's going to be really nasty this weekend for a lot of people.
Yeah, be careful, Russ.
And so everybody be careful who's in the storm zones.
You be careful too, Kara.
We're going to get some wind and rain, I think, here, and hopefully that's about it. So, anyway, I want to thank everybody for stopping in and conversing with us and letting us go off on our soapbox.
This was fun. We should try it again sometime.
I'll think of something else to get on a soapbox about next time.
With Oberon and Banshee.
Yeah, why not? We got to discuss some of our upcoming shows and all that stuff. It was fun.
Thanks, Kyle.
We like to be able to chat with you a bit. We're busy reading cards all the time, so it's nice to be able to chat. Okay, everybody, have a great night. Take care, and we'll see some of you tomorrow at our live show. Bye-bye.